Hello YouTube, and today I'm going to be demonstrating my current operating system that I'm developing in Cosmos. So it's called PurpleMoon, and I just want to demonstrate some pretty neat features that not a lot of other people have actually implemented in their operating system, or at least that I could find. So I think the biggest feature that this has is being able to actually execute my own assembly language in a controlled environment in my operating system. So to demonstrate that, I can go ahead and show you a source file. So we'll just go ahead and edit this file. So this is line.asm. This will basically just draw a line to the screen. But as you can see, you might not completely understand what this is, obviously, because you don't know the instruction set. However, if you're interested, all of this will be on GitHub in the link in the description. So yeah, we basically have a simple program assembled to draw a line in assembly. So if we just go ahead and exit the text editor, I can go ahead and type asm line.asm, and we'll just call that line.bin. And then it's going to show us our binary output for the program once it's done assembling. You can see it's successfully assembled, so now we can actually just go run. And the first thing I'm going to show you is I'm actually going to run this application in debug mode, so that will take an argument -d. And so when I run in debug mode, it'll actually show the system information while the application is running, and it'll also significantly slow down the execution time. So just go ahead and run that line.bin file. As you can see, the application is running at the bottom of the screen. You can see the program counter moving, the register is changing. So we'll just let that finish, and then once it's done, it's going to exit back to the console. And right now there's currently a bug where the debug text is still on the bottom of your screen until you type something, I believe, or until you clear the screen. There we go. But now we can run the application at full speed. Oh, that file doesn't exist. Whoops. We go run line.bin. There we go. Just keep running. Oh, I keep typing app because that's normally what I save the program I'm currently working on as, just for testing purposes. But yeah, I can also demonstrate the second program I've got here. If we go edit input.asm. So this program is a bit better commented, but basically this program will just continue to print the typed characters to the screen until you press enter, and then when you press enter, it's just going to exit the application. So I can go ahead and demonstrate that by assembling the file, and I'll call this input.bin. It's going to show us our binary output for the application, and then we can just go ahead and type run. I'll run it in debug mode, just for now, but as you can see, we're ready to grab input. In debug mode, actually grabbing the text input's kinda laggy. It'll still grab all of your input, but it's a very slow process because of the speed it's running at. So I can just go ahead and type hello world. You probably heard me typing that, but as you can see, it's still processing the information. And then if I go ahead and press enter, it's going to recognize that, and then it's going to exit the application. So I can go ahead and run that program at full speed now. And there we go. So that's pretty much all I'm going to demonstrate for now with the assembly. I'm not going to write a program live because I'm not very good at assembly to begin with, so that's why my programs are so basic, but I've provided enough instructions so that you could actually make pretty sophisticated applications. So the second thing I want to demonstrate is I'll just show some general features with the operating system. So if we go ahead and type help, this will bring up a window that actually shows all of your available commands. And if you see up at the top, it says run help command for usage. So basically what that means is if I type help and then I provide an argument. It's going to tell me invalid argument because I didn't actually type one, but if I type help, space, and we'll just go ASM. This will basically tell you the specific help information for that application, and this works for every possible command provided because I'm using a list to store all of the available commands. So not all commands have usage yet, but if I go even, for example, help, I can go help colors, and it's basically just going to show the same string of text that it shows in the full help menu. But yeah, as you can see here, we've got a list of available commands. There's quite a bit you can do now. It's got mostly fully working file system management. However, I find that there is an issue with deleting directories sometimes. I'm still working on that. I'm not sure what's up. But otherwise, the file system is mostly completely working. We can customize the actual, as you can see, our OS has a title bar that's always at the top of the screen. You can actually customize that. You can change the colors and whatnot. You can reboot and shut down, of course. There's a little program that actually demonstrates all the colors and their bytecode values, so you can use that if you're developing applications, so you know the colors. Yeah, we've got our assembler and we've got a text editor. I'm still working on some more built-in applications, but for now all we've got pretty much is just the editor and the assembler. I can go ahead and demonstrate the colors page, so as you can see, this kind of just shows all the available colors for the system and their bytecode values. I can demonstrate the file system a bit. So, for example, I can go ahead and copy one of these files, copy input.bin, app.bin, say successfully copied, and then if I show my directory, app.bin is there, and it's the same size as input.bin. If I run app.bin, should work just the same, and this works for copying any sort of file. I think I don't have copying directories yet. Directory system still needs a bit of work, but I do believe that make directory works, so I can go ahead and try that. As you can see, yep, it's created the directory test, and I can actually go to that directory, so I can go cd test, and now as you can see my current line of text changes because it actually now displays my current directory, but if you're at the root drive, then it won't show anything. So if I go cd back to 0, it's not going to show anything. But yeah, if I go cd test, I can go to this directory. It's obviously empty right now. I can go edit. Let's try and create a file. So here's my text editor. I haven't really demonstrated a lot of this, but we can go ahead and just create a simple file. So I'll just go there we go. So I'll mention a couple things now about the text editor. So as you can see, it actually shows your current position at the top of the screen. But the cool thing with this text editor, unlike Niv, which is the one that most people use in their operating systems for Cosmos, the one that I've developed actually supports full cursor movement with the arrow keys. You can tab indent, and you can also go to end the line. And if you hit escape, it also brings up this simple file menu where you can create a new document, open or save documents, or exit the application. And this also supports as many lines as you want to, so it's got built-in scrolling. I need to work on the scrolling system a bit, but for now, it works pretty well. And I can actually demonstrate that by opening up the documentation file for my assembler. As you can see, it loads the document, and we can just go ahead and we can scroll down. It's a little flickery right now because I am redrawing the entire screen, but if you're just typing, it's really not too bad. I've gotten used to it. I'm going to work on trying to reduce that flicker though. I know what the issue is, I just don't know how to get around it while doing what I'm doing, if you know what I mean. So yeah, this file just basically has some examples in the instruction set for my assembler. As you can see, if I use the arrow keys, I can completely navigate this. The only issue is if I hit arrow key up, instead of actually just moving the cursor up, it moves the whole screen up instead and leaves the cursor. So every time your text is longer than the screen, you're always going to have to be editing the bottom line. But other than that, it works pretty well. I'm pretty happy with it. It's definitely good enough to actually write my assembly programs in my operating system, which is mainly the only reason why I designed this text editor to be as sophisticated as it is. But yeah, now that I've saved that document, actually I forgot to save it, so I'll go ahead and create a demonstration document again. I'll just call this Hello World. And then I can go ahead and actually save this in the new directory we created. So I'll save this as test document.txt. Successfully saved, and now I can get out of here and I can go dir, and now we have document.txt in this directory, and if I go edit document.txt, it'll open the document. But notice how I didn't have to specify the directory, and that's because my current directory is set, and you can see that by the yellow text to the left of the cursor. So that's pretty much it for now. Next is actually going to be me trying to re-implement the GUI system, because as you can see, this OS is only running in text mode, unlike my previous operating system, which was running in graphics mode, and I think that has to do, the instability had to do with the actual VMware driver. So I'm going to probably just implement a high resolution console, and I don't think I'm going to do a double buffer yet, or even use the VMware driver for that matter, because I want this to be able to run on as much real hardware as possible as well. But for now, that's pretty much it. If you're interested, I'll have the whole thing on GitHub, and yeah.